Morning. My name is Ray Stoffel. It's my pleasure to be your platform assistant. Feel that joy and the love we always feel in this room. So welcome to everyone that's watching us through live streaming. Wherever you are, if you just take that moment to take that deep breath and center yourself as we begin our service with the reading of the daily word. And the word is healing. I am life, the radiant life of God. When I am experiencing illness or pain from an injury, I may forget that wholeness is my natural state of being. As I focus on symptoms, the feeling of injury or illness may grow stronger. It's then I remember the truth. I am a living expression of God, created God's image and likeness. Divine life, the very life of God, is my spiritual inheritance. In prayer, I align my thoughts and feelings with the power of life. As I move deeply into prayer, any lingering thoughts of illness or injury dissolves. With my faith-inspired vision, I see the energy of life circulating everywhere in my body, bringing renewed vitality. Every cell of my body glows with the power of life. And from John 10:10, I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. This truth led me to this church. The teachings of Louise Hay and the fact that we can heal ourselves from any injury, any discomfort, if we choose to see things rightly. And it reminds me of Myrtle Fillmore, one of our co-founders, who healed herself by claiming life back into each one of those cells until she was fully and abundantly alive. And we can do the same. So if there's anything that is dissettled for you in your hearts, your minds, your bodies, let yourself know that you can change that simply by changing your mind. Today is the first Sunday in March. And if you read the little fasting and feasting things that we have out for Lent, Butterworth says that it's going to be spring. So here we go. Because it is first Sunday, our children are upstairs instead of downstairs with their teachers. So welcome to all our young people. And please, parents, at the end of the service, make sure that you take care of your kids and get them through the food line and everything. Now is the time when we stand, please, and greet one another, and then we will follow that by our statement of being. Please do that with a namaste, a yay. And now I'll recite our statement of being, please. God is all, both visible and invisible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance.
So we're going to do a little bit of karaoke today. So I don't know if you stand or you sit when you're doing karaoke, but whatever you feel like doing, go ahead. We love our Natalie so much. She gave us these 2 songs and then expected me to play them on the piano, which wasn't going to happen. So they're 2 very familiar songs. The words are going to be up here, and we really invite you to join us.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, is heavy on my mind, then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just lovely day, 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 lovely day. When the day lies ahead of me, seems impossible to face. When someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you and I know it's gonna be.
Come on, sing it with us. Here we go.
A lovely, lovely day, 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 lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me,
What does it seem?
seems impossible to face, then someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you and I know it's gonna be a lovely, lovely day, 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 lovely. It's gonna be a lovely day. Lovely day. Oh, it's gonna be a lovely day. It's gonna be a lovely day. A lovely day. Lovely day. It's gonna be a lovely day. Lovely day.
Have a lovely day.
They have a future in karaoke, don't you think? Now just a few announcements. We'd like to extend our sincere sympathies and send all the love our hearts can hold to Kate Farrar and Thomas Farrar as they lost their son and father this week. And Kate, I hope you know that you and Thomas and your family are surrounded by all of us, and returning to you all the love you bring here. There will be a service on Saturday at 2 o'clock. You're all welcome to attend. It'll be right here. 10 o'clock discussion group in the green room still meeting, and that's quite a group. So if you haven't joined us yet, please try and do that next week. 2 weeks from today, March 15th, will be our annual meeting. The bulletin said noon, but we actually will meet at 1 o'clock. So please, if you are a member, soon you'll get a mailing to renew your membership. Make sure you take care of that, or you can do that by signing in on Sunday as well. If you are interested in becoming a prayer chaplain and part of that program, there will be 2 informational meetings. One will be March 22nd, and then again on the 29th in the green room at 12:30. And if you have questions about what that is, you could see Patsy Scala today. It's a wonderful program. It's a wonderful way to grow spiritually and also to serve our community. If you are giving through Master Charge or regular donations, and you would like to use these during the time of collection, just pick one up. They're in the basket in the back there, just for something that you can recognize that I am giving. It's not an icy day, but in case it comes back, it's really not spring. Please don't park by the side of the building because that is a dangerous place. And I didn't know this. Leland told me this morning, next week is daylight savings time already. So don't be late. Set your clocks accordingly because you'll, I don't know, when you show up early or show up too late. And please remember to turn in your bulletin on your way out so we can recycle those. Because it is the first of Sunday in the month, this is when we have our color of the month presented. And so I'm going to ask Ken and maybe, Sophia, come up and do that for us.
So rather than say that it was difficult finding someone this morning, what I'm going to say instead is that Sophia is lucky enough to have been selected for this great honor to present to you all the Power of the Month. Thank you, Sophia. The Power of the Month is?
Wisdom.
The disciple is?
I don't know that name.
Okay, you do the first part.
James,
You know the other two words, right?
son of
Zebedee. And the color is?
yellow,
And the location is?
pit of stomach.
The pit of the stomach. Thank you.
We all get to volunteer here, don't we? Whether we want to or not. Thank you. It's also the time that we recognize anyone that might have a birthday this month. So if your birthday is in March, please stand. In my family, there's about 20. So, because I don't know, it must be those warm May, June nights. Keep standing, we're going to sing to you. Thank you.
God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you are wonderful. God is blessing you now.
I'd like to welcome any guests that we might have this morning. And Mark, it's good to see you back with us. So if you are here for the very first time, if you'd be willing to raise your hand, we do have a packet of information and a gift for you. So we're all not newbies. Okay. The gift includes a candle, and that candle is a reminder of that spirit that burns within each one of us. And so remember that as you head towards the week, that you carry that light with you wherever you go. Let it shine. Now on the board, you're going to see our 5 basic principles. They're the 5 principles that we live by. And we ask that a couple of you share how they might have shown up in your life this week. So if you'd be willing to share, just a couple of quick minutes. Mark. Hi, Mark.
Morning, everyone. Is that on? Yep. On Monday, I was traveling to Albany to face some day-long meetings and some advocacy in the Capitol on behalf of libraries. And so I got on the thruway as usual. I take that route a lot. And so I was like, okay, here's another 2.5 hours in the car traveling off to Albany and just feeling like, ugh. So what was ahead of me. And then I said, Mark, you should be enjoying this trip and the scenery along the way and the joy that you're going to have in these meetings and meeting all of these legislators. And as soon as I said that, I turned to the left, and there was a huge church with a huge cross, and it reminded me that God is with me everywhere and all the time, and I should be enjoying life.
Yeah. I come from a very big family, and I married into a bigger family. And we have a number of relatives are over 90. So in the last 2 weeks, we have lost two. They made their transitions, both on my husband's side. But the moment that I knew that they were in that place, I sent a text and said, please just hold these women in prayer. And they do. We have a prayer chaplain program here and a congregation that I just simply need to ask for what I need. And I can do that for someone else. And in doing so, I simply just sent a text out to my family and said, my church is holding your mom in prayer, to both families. And the response from a very Catholic, nun-priest kind of family, that we would choose to do that was just beautiful. So on Friday was the service for the second aunt, and I cannot tell you how many of them said to me, thank you for that, because it just brings peace. And so I just want to thank the prayer chaplain program and all of you that have done that for me time and time again as we face what this morning's reading was, times where an illness or whatever, times that we face that are difficult. We are never alone. We are surrounded by people who love us, and as Mark just said, God goes where we go. So we're never alone. So thank you for that. Now is the time when we will bless our prayer requests. Would the prayer chaplains who are serving please stand? Ken and Barb. So prayer chaplain will be upstairs and downstairs. Every Sunday morning from 10:45 to 10:55, we have a prayer chaplain available to us, usually one here and one downstairs, and again after service. So take some time to spend with them if you choose to. It's a lovely experience. At this time, if you've not placed your prayer request in the box, you can do so at the end of service, or you can just hold that intention on your heart. Prayer intentions are held here in prayer in confidence, so we don't look at them for 30 days, and then we send them forward to Silent Unity, and they are held for an additional 30 days. So if you would care to raise your hands with us, Ken will bring the prayer box forward and bless them.
Infinite Spirit, perfect power, ever-present goodness, we open ourselves up to this moment. We open ourselves up to the solution to whatever it is that's on our hearts. And we are aware that the truth is unfolding and the truth is good. We bless these intentions in this box. We bless the intentions on our hearts. And we give thanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the always present answer. Amen.
Good morning, everybody. Buenos dias. So from my heart and soul, I welcome you to Unity of Syracuse. My name is Natalie Dart, and I wanted to start this service with a prayer that I received from when I went out to Unity Village in 2015. So it's a little bit of length, but just bear with me. So quiet times of prayer renew our minds and bodies and refresh our spirits. As we center ourselves in prayer now, we open to the way of spirit. Aware of our own divine essence, we know it is the Christ within who does the work. We uphold ourselves and others in the faith that the highest blessings are unfolding. With this truth in mind, we let those words become the words of our hearts. I navigate life with ease and grace. As I let go of all outer distractions or concerns of the day, I feel the sacredness of this moment. I relax in the presence of love and reflect on the gift of God's grace. I find peace in the knowledge that grace enfolds me night and day. Centered in this truth, I rest in the silence.
I trust my inner wisdom. Attuned to the wisdom that has been written on my heart, I am grateful for the gifts of intuition and clarity of thought. In the stillness, I quiet my mind and listen. Wisdom whispers to my soul. Trusting my inner wisdom, answers come to me in the silence. I am renewed by the healing power of prayer. I imbue my physical being with thoughts of life and wholeness. Healing energy flows throughout my body, rejuvenating every cell. I affirm wholeness and perfect expression of divine life. Giving thanks for the healing power of prayer, I am renewed and revitalized in the silence. God is my source for all that I need and desire. God is my source, my supply. Every good desire of my heart is fulfilled as I align my thoughts to the divine power within. I am open to divine ideas and guided as I manifest my good. I see an infinite stream of abundance flowing to me and through me. I lovingly give and gratefully receive. Gratitude fills me now in the silence. I see peace in every heart and in every situation. In this quiet moment, I touch the presence of divine love within. Love guides my thoughts, words, and actions. Love lets me see others as divine creations, worthy of my highest regard. Through eyes of love, I see into the hearts of others where divine love resides. I hold a vision of love being expressed in every situation and of a world where peace, understanding, and harmony reign. In the silence, I affirm love and peace in every heart. And as we just allow these words to settle into our hearts and our minds and our bodies, we know that we are exactly where we need to be right here, right now. So sticking with the tradition of a children's book, I wanted to invite the children up as I have a book. Come on, Crash, don't be shy. Hey, guys. Hey, Dharma. So this book is A Book About God by Florence Mary Finch. Hey, Frey. Everyone wonders about God. Sometimes on a sunny afternoon, we look up at the blue sky. Sometimes on a winter's night, when the stars are big and bright, we think about him, her, they. And we wish we could see him, her, they. But we don't need to see God to know what he, her, they is like. We only need to think about the things that are like him, her, and they. I added her and they just because we live in a gender fluid world now, so I wanted to honor that. The sky is like God, bright by day with the light of the sun, restful and friendly at night with moon and stars. The sun is like God. It is always shining. Flowers turn their faces towards the sun. Trees stretch out their branches to reach the sunshine and spread their leaves till everyone receives the light. The sun draws each growing thing onto itself and gives it life and strength. Even on cloudy days, we see the sun's light and feel its warmth. Even at night, when we cannot see the sun, the moon reflects some of its light. The air is like God. Air is all around us. Even though we do not see it, we feel its warmth and its coolness. Without air outside of us and within us we cannot live. Without God, we cannot live. The rain is like God's love, falling gently upon the earth, filling rivers and streams and springs. We do not see the rain feeding the roots of plants and helping the seeds to sprout, but we see the grass grow and the flowers blossom and the fruits ripen. We see God's life in every growing thing, in trees all beautiful with little leaves in spring, deep and green with the cool, dark shade of summer. Burning bright with colors of fall, and winter's loveliest of all. I don't know if they lived in Syracuse, New York. We're tough here. The mountains and hills are like God, guarding families and homes, protecting them from storms that sweep across them. When we look up at the hills, we think about God. And we remember the sea that stretches on and on, far beyond our sight, the sea that on the surface moves the sea that on the surface moves at its will, but deep down is quiet and still and full of mystery. God is like the sea. All things beautiful are like God. God is like all these and more. No one can count the stars in the sky. No one can count the ways God shows his, her, they love, their love. The end. So before you guys go downstairs, yeah, you can clap. Aw, thanks, Frey. I love you. So I wanted to invite the parents of these wonderful bright lights up so we can just honor you, because we are a church that loves families and accepts families and welcomes families. So if the parents can come up here, please. Rosie, come on. I know you're shy. Let's go. Get up here. So I just wanted to honor these families because we love families and we welcome families here at Unity of Syracuse. So thank you for being a part of our community, and thank you so much for bringing your bright lights to our community. Now you guys can go down back to your seats. So, as you might know, this is the first Sunday of Lent. And to me, Lent is a time to go within and discover a deeper connection with myself, my faith, and my divine source. I'm going to read from Keeping a True Lent by Charles Fillmore. It's actually from the foreword, which wasn't written by Charles. It was written by Georgiana Tree West. One of the most valuable ways of observing the Lenten season is to fast from, lose and let go, the belief that men or nations can stand in the way of God's goodwill for man. Now is the time to affirm the power of the Christ Spirit interdwelling in all men everywhere and influencing their thoughts, words, and actions to work for the good of the whole. We all want to be of some influence in establishing world peace. To do so, we must learn to obey Paul's exhortation. Let us therefore follow after the things which make for peace. Each one of us must be concerned with improving his own life. We must learn to deny our selfish impulses and be obedient to impulses of brotherly love. When we withdraw our attention, interest, and support from the false and the unworthy, this is true fasting. When we give the same attention, interest, and support to the enduring good, we are feasting on the things of the Spirit, and this is true prayer. When we have truly fasted in the Christ way, we have increased our ability to respond to God's good will. Leland, wisdom, please. Thank you. Wisdom again, please. Wisdom again, please. So I have a couple questions that I've been reflecting on, and I offer these questions to you. So what do I need to fast from to release more deeply, to live more fully, to love more freely? Wisdom, please. Thank you. What choices do I make that will set me free from the grips of my limited mind? So I encourage you during this time of Lent to reflect, go within, and meditate, pray, and listen to that wisdom of your heart. So this leads me to the power of the month, wisdom, as Sophia offered her service to you. And I would like to read a passage from Winifred Wilkins Hosman, who wrote Your God-Given Potential. It's a unity book. This passage is from Let Your Light Shine. One of the faculties most prized by Jesus was the gift of wisdom, or spiritual judgment. He always pointed to the importance of judging by the standards of the higher self, rather than by the examples set in the world. Never did he react to any person or any situation with the expected response of human living. Always he acted and spoke from the light within himself, the light that enabled him to judge by spiritual methods, to answer from divine insight into the motives of others, the potentiality of good, and the revelation of the Christ within. His judgment and his wisdom went far beyond the perception, knowledge, and judgment of even the most learned man of the day, because his faculty of knowing was developed by a conscious acquaintance with the source and a desire to express the wisdom of spirit. He never drew conclusions simply from intellectual knowledge. As we follow Jesus in developing our God-given potential, we too must learn to judge with right judgment and to turn to the inner spiritual knowing. We cannot afford to allow ourselves to be caught up in judging according to appearances, making decisions based simply on intellectual knowledge, or accepting limited concepts constantly presented to us by the worldly viewpoint. The center that is associated with this faculty of wisdom is located in the pit of the stomach and is closely allied with the solar plexus, the area behind the heart and stomach, which is sometimes referred to as the body brain. Unloving, critical thoughts react particularly on the wisdom center at the pit of the stomach and may result in such ailments as ulcers, indigestion, and other difficulties of the stomach area and heart. On the other hand, when we learn to exercise the faculty of judgment in the inner illumination by spirit, we will automatically be expressing a greater degree of physical health. The three disciples who were with Jesus on particular occasions in his life were Peter, representing faith, which was the power of January, and the brothers James and John, standing for wisdom and love. Faith, wisdom, and love must be brought into everything you do. Wisdom without love is cold, but love without wisdom is misguided and impulsive. Wisdom, the highest form of spiritual knowing, includes divine judgment, divine discernment, divine intuition, and other activities of the mind that come under the heading of pure knowing. Wisdom is not dependent on reasoning, intellectual understanding, or deduction. It simply shines as the light from within that illuminates the way and reveals whatever needs to be shown at a particular time. Next slide, please, wisdom. No, is that right? That's what's there? I thought it was the quote. Yes, thank you. Sorry, I didn't look. So I wanted to, the last sentence of this really spoke to me, and I just wanted to bring it to your attention. So it says, wisdom simply shines as the light from within that illuminates the way and reveals whatever needs to be shown at a particular time. So you might notice that my talk, I used an acronym to describe wisdom, the title out there in the marquee. And so I'm a very visual learner, and I like to make up little rhymes and things for myself to remember things. So thank you, Leland. So wisdom here. So what I see depends on me. And I'm not talking about the me, the ego me. I'm talking about the magnificent me, the magical me, that me that connects me to you. And so I wanted to get a little personal and vulnerable here up on stage because that pit in my stomach is telling me that I need to do this. So I'm going to talk about a time last year that was pretty difficult for me within the spiritual community. Some of you may know, and the ones that don't know, a minister left Unity of Syracuse again. And I'm not bringing this up for discomfort, but if you're just experiencing discomfort in this moment, just be with me and be with yourself right now. So I was grieving this loss, and I was also very hurt, and I was like in the mud, you know. I was in the muck of the process or the situation, and I really needed to be with myself and feel what I was feeling and accept what I was feeling, because I was really resistant to change, as I imagine some of you are also resistant to change. So as I was being with myself, and you know, I was in anger, I was in blame. Being a sensitive, intuitive empath that I am, I internalized this, and you know, I was asking myself, what did I do wrong? And so I had to take a little break, and I stepped away for this community for a little while, but before I did that, I entered into my prayer chaplain group, and I started expressing myself. And I want to thank that group for really holding me down during the time last year. They were my total anchor and really kept me grounded in this community. And so if somebody would have told me last year this time that I would be up here standing, I wouldn't have believed you at all. I was ready to just throw away the baby with the bathwater. I was just ready to leave and flee and not come back. And so I sat with myself for a little while, and it was someone in that prayer chaplain group that told me that the 5 unity principles don't change, no matter what may be appearing out in reality. And so I was like, yeah, but this totally sucks. And so that was my judgment of it. So I sat with that for a little while, and I took my 5 principles, and I started reading them every day. I also started meditating every day, and as a prayer chaplain, I pray multiple times per day. And so I started using these principles in this situation. And so the first principle is God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. And so I started seeing the situation as God, and as it's all good. Regardless if I'm resistant or however I may be feeling, I'm a human, and I have emotions just like you guys do too. So I started seeing the situation as being good. Principle number 2 says, I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. So I started seeing each and every one of you as that light of God, that naturally good of God's divinity. And so as I did that, I started forgiving myself. And as I started forgiving myself, I started opening up to more of this change and accepting it and loving it. and being okay with that. And so it has really, I've asked myself, why do I come to church? And I come to church to do spiritual work. You guys give me an opportunity to see myself in a way that I don't see myself. And so with each interaction that I have here, I take back and I reflect throughout the week, and I do the work that I need to do to forgive, to love myself deeply, to provide harmony within myself. And so principle number 3 says, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. And so I had a very practice. I practiced every time I had a thought that was negative, I replaced it with a thought that was positive. And when I found myself going down into that pity party or that self-judgment or judging whatever, I replaced that thought with a thought of love, a thought of goodness, a thought of acceptance. And this really helped me return. Principle number 4 says, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. Like I said before, I prayed and I accepted the situation and I just allowed it to be, and I allowed myself to be in the process of the situation. And so principle number 5 says, I do and give my best by living the truth I know. I make a difference. So as I said before, I had to take a break, and I didn't come here for most of last summer. I was preparing for my sister's wedding, being a maid of honor, and seeing her off. And I also took time for myself just to really feel the deep emotions that I was feeling and knowing that I was okay in this process. And so when I finally returned to Unity, it was maybe late August, early fall, somebody came up to me and said, we miss you, welcome back. And that really meant the world to me. I can't tell you enough. And I really saw myself in this community, not only as a Y.F.M. teacher or a prayer chaplain, but most importantly as a leader. And so instead of just leaving, I returned and came back, and I started to do the work that I needed to do and be the person that I needed to be here. And so what I see depends on me. I could have saw this situation as terrible, which I did at first, but through the work and the process that I did and grounding myself in these spiritual principles and in my spiritual practice of meditation, I do these walks that I call my spiritual walks in nature, where I commune with nature. I journal a lot as well. I do spiritual writings. And through all these practices, it really helped me ground myself and show back up in this community and do the work that I needed to do with the people that I needed to do it with, which were you. And so I'm so glad that I came back here, because I can't imagine that situation not happening, honestly, now. It's been like a full circle. And so what I want to offer to you is, no matter what dark night you may be in or what change you're going through, just know that change is constant and it's a part of life. And it happens. So we can resist it. We can try to run away from it. But wherever we are, there we are. And it just doesn't go away. So I encourage you to do the work you need to do, have the conversations you need to have, make the connections you need to do, write the letters. You don't even have to send them. But whatever is on your heart, free yourself of that. Liberate yourself of that, because there's deep healing in this process. And so as I continue to heal, I continue to attend service on Sundays and be a part of this community as well. And I'm a work in progress. Just imagine like people may be as well here. And so Don't give up on yourself, because brighter days are always ahead. So what I see depends on me. So this leads me to my Bible quote. I have two because I just couldn't decide on one. This is from Psalms 99, verse 12. Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. And Bible quote number 2, it's from Matthew chapter 7, verses 7 and 8. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives. He who seeks finds. And to him who knocks, the door will be opened. This to me is unity principle number 5. Actually asking, doing, knocking, seeking. And so I encourage you to do what you need to do for yourself. The affirmation for today: my heart is full of wisdom and I choose to see differently. Can you repeat that, please? One more time. And I choose to see differently. So whatever you may be growing through, just know that everything changes. And after the rainstorm, the sun always comes back out. So I wanted to offer a meditation right here, right now. So if you guys can get comfortable, any micro movements you need to do to be still. So just allow yourself to take a nice deep breath in and feel that wisdom within your heart. And just allow yourself to be wherever you are within yourself and deeply connect with your breath, breathing in and breathing out. Just know that everything is okay. And as you take another deep breath in, you connect your heart with your mind. And as your heart and your mind are in alignment with the being who you are, you know that you are more than a human, for you are a spiritual expression of the divine source. That divine source connects us, heals us, allows us to forgive, strengthens us, and provides harmony in our lives. And that thread is within each and every one of you, like a rainbow current that touches our hearts, jumping from one heart to the next heart, intertwining us all in the deep harmony of peace, understanding, and love. And as you take another deep breath in, you just relax in the stillness. And as you relax, you go deeper and deeper and deeper into the stillness. You are beautiful. You are magnificent. You are a bright beacon of life. You are a bright beacon of love. You show up for yourself. You accept yourself. And you let yourself shine. And in this moment of deep healing, we go deeper in the silence. What I see depends on me. What I see depends on me. So as you softly and gently come back into this space, you wiggle your fingertips and your toes, or a gentle shrug of the shoulders. You know that divine harmony is here right now. You know that divine healing is here right now. And as you come back into this space, you can open your eyes. Welcome back. And so I want to thank you. I want to thank my prayer chaplain group. I want to thank Unity's Board of Ministers last year for each and every one of you. I really honor you, and I thank you for allowing me to be who I am. Because if that process didn't happen, I wouldn't be here right now on this stage talking to you. So thank you for propelling me forward and giving me an opportunity to learn more and to grow more. Thank you. Thanks, Maria.
Natalie, thank you for your love offering.
I actually have a love offering too. As me blesses and multiplies all that I have.
Come on, y'all know this one. I can see
Clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. I think I can make it now the rain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared.
Oh, y'all sound so good back there.
Here is that rainbow I've been waiting for.
What's it going to be?
It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue skies.
Well, we weren't sure what we were supposed to do right here, so we thought we would just turn around. The other way? Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. A bright, bright, sunshiny day. day.
We never really knew how to end this, so it's over.
Bright, sunshiny day.
Yep. Yes. Our children, wherever they are, and we see them surrounded by love and light throughout the week. We have a thriving, expanded youth and family ministry. Oh, go ahead, do that while I play.
Let